So I don't know who all's on the Zoom. And you have you been into a courtroom already by yourself and realized that we're not actually in there very long.
I
Yeah,
have.
I have.
You know, we're just not in there that long. So when you think about it, the focus has to be extreme. Like I know I got a guy on here who does what do you say, Rick? You do accounting or something, or and then you do software program. We have all kinds of guys in insurance, guys in law enforcement, guys that are athletes. The time that we're in there is not that long. And what I think most of us would agree to is I want to get into some more terms, but by the way, fundamental error is another phrase, and you might want to find out how it goes to your state. Um, is maximizing on that opportunity while you're in that courtroom. And even though it's in Georgia, everybody already knows that's been in the class long enough is what do? You substitute your state with Georgia, right? To see if it exists or to see what the coefficient would be uh, or the nexus kind of issue would be in your state. I'm taking the time, people, by the way, um, to put this inside the chat. And put your state. Observe and we find out during the trial. And that's the important part. And the trial means are your hearing. And I don't, you got to go back to you all's rules for your state. And I want to make sure I'm clear about this. When we talk about rules, when I say when we talk about issue, we're talking about legal issue. I'm about to pull that thing up so we can go over some of these terms. If the error is considered so serious that it constitutes a miscarriage of justice, and then what you want to do is find out what is considered a miscarriage of justice. You see how these phrases are starting to break down, guys? Is it making sense?
Yeah.
So it's not okay, not what we consider a miscarriage of justice, but what is the legal standard for a miscarriage of justice? So now we have a couple of terms now. From this right here, let's go here. What is fundamental error? Uh, Anybody want to take that?
A fundamental, oh, right here, down here where it's highlighted. Oh, okay. A fundamental error in the legal terms refers to mistakes made during a court case that is so serious and impactful that it undermines the entire trial process, essentially denies a party's due process, and could not have been rectified without significantly affecting the outcome of the case. It is usually considered an error that is what is that? Egregious,
Regis.
egregious, egregious. Okay, egregious that it can be appealed even if not initially objected to during the trial.
Anybody want I think that's pretty self-explanatory at this stage in our discussions, correct?
Yeah. Uh, I was trying to find a section code of what they got me under, but this was another issue that I had. So they have this thing in Georgia called the paternity agreement. And if you sign a paternity agreement, you're basically stating that you waive your rights to any objection. You are presumed to be the father, things like that. And I was trying to
Hold on,
see.
so I don't snap again.
Okay, my bad.
You all know what procedure is versus substantial?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't know where my goddamn pen is. Okay. So,
Procedure.
so what comes it's not what comes first, the chicken or the egg issue, is it?
No.
Because that, nobody would know, but process wise, it's defined. Can you delegitimize a child before, can you adopt a child before the child is properly delegitimized? That would be your question.
But the thing is, I don't think in this specific child support case, they don't in Georgia, they don't deal with legitimacy.
I don't,
Um,
care about
it
that.
don't matter. Okay.
It doesn't matter. I said, I
Well,
don't.
well, it don't matter if the procedure isn't followed. If the procedure has to be followed correctly before, like you said, you can't if the kid isn't properly recognized. This is basically if they don't follow the rules and then they try to follow the rules afterwards, you can't. It won't even matter because the rules have to get followed in the first part.
In violation of the rule may deny the court of subject matter jurisdiction.
X.
Yeah.
Leon, I want to ask you a question if you're here. I know you popped in. How, when you started using, before I had all this sophisticated stuff, when I first met you, we used to be in the law library, remember? And you would go
Yes,
to
sir.
to the Westlaw, to the law library, and you've mastered how to use Google way before I started. Because I use Google, but when I started getting this other stuff, I go right to the other stuff, which everybody, I don't know if we can afford it or not. I had other things going on that I was able. I have great support from my personal support group,